Hello and welcome to my first ever Let's Play. This is Super VG Player here, and I'm bringing you an indie-made game from Sweden called Magicka, an adventure of sorts. This game is a very awesome game. It's very cheap on Steam. When I got it, it was $6.69. I don't know what price it is now, but this is a must-buy. I mean, it's a great adventure game, action-adventure game. It is not an RPG, and they do make a joke about that later on in the game. But we're gonna go ahead and start with adventure mode, and yeah, let's do it. Alright, I'm gonna have a green robe, and I'm gonna explain the three original robes that come with the game. There's a lot of expansion to this game. It has Vietnam and just a whole bunch. You can get new robes, new starting weapons and everything, but I'm going to explain the three ones that come with the game itself. The vanilla or original robe, it's just the basic start out, like if you don't want any help in the game at all, like if you go on in the game you'll find new weapons and everything like that, but if you just start with a basic wizard staff and a blunt blade, not much to it there, so that's kind of like a boring. Alright, past strobe, I do not think this is not anything but a cosmetic effect. But the bug staff is, if you click with your middle mouse button, then it'll summon a swarm of bees that attack anything you pass through, and I believe they slow too. I'm not sure though. And a broken sword, which obviously sucks. My favorite one, probably everyone's favorite one, is Reservoir Robe, which has a basic wizard staff, but it comes with a pistol. In a old-time medieval action adventure game, it comes with a pistol, which is freaking hilarious. I'm gonna go with let's see, magenta. All right, okay, magenta. Sorry about that. And I'll be back with you after this cutscene introducing the story is over.
Of orcs and goblins, of ghouls and ghosts, of kings and quests, but most importantly, of wizards and vampires. Well, a story of wizards. Once upon a time, in a land known as Midgard, there lived a powerful wizard named Grimnir, who sought to harness the power of all magics. Ancient spells crafted in times long forgotten. With such knowledge, he might enable the wizards of the Order of Magic to spread eternal peace across the lands. But the Order of Magic instead felt threatened by his ambitions, and in the shadows they schemed and devised a treacherous plan. And so, Grimnir's disciples were expelled from the Order, and he himself was, for all time, imprisoned at World's End. All because of his dangerous lust for knowledge. Grimnir's dangerous ambitions dashed, the world was safe once more. Aside from the increased number of monsters attacking the good villagers. And, of course, the warlord Khan, who had united the orc tribes and now threatened the great city of Havendir. But in the dusty gloom of Castle Aldraheim, where the Order of Magic dwelled, a brilliant teacher and his finest pupils were about to embark on a journey that would prevent the world from changing forever.
Now the narrator is the brilliant teacher, so he's basically speaking about himself. Narcissistic bastard. And there's the teacher, Vlad. Okay. And he tells you three things that we have to do, or that is going on right now, actually. And throughout the game, he will constantly deny that he is a vampire, but kind of looks like a vampire just standing there. Anyway, he has a very Transylvanian accent. That was terrible, I'm sorry. Anyway, but this we begin in this classroom of sorts. Notice how we're the only wizard here, and if we're about to save the world, where are the rest of the wizards? Well, we'll find that out very, very shortly. But this is a hold left click to move kind of mechanic here, and you can examine things by left click and holding on it. But yeah, this game is very humorous. It has lots of humor. It has lots of references to other things. Like, for example, coming up in a bit, we'll get a reference from Lord of the Rings, which is pretty freaking awesome. But they do not speak English, even though there are English words here. They speak Swedish, and I thought it was cool that they kept the Swedish voiceovers, but just translated the text so we can understand. I thought that was pretty neat. And a little unavoidable cutscene little here. The rest of the wizards are having a saving the world party. None of the other wizards are going to be of any help in any way. Are not going to be of any help in any way possible. But if you go over here, you'll meet another narcissistic bastard who'll just tell you how great he is, and over here is just a couple of guys that are like, oh, I hate life, or whatever. I wasn't really paying attention, but here's where you want to go, down the staircase and into the swinging party. Just kidding.
Vi startar dunka redan. Men jag är rädd att vi halvt ostar. Bli inte arg. Belix bättre peppertorn, ju mer ostar.
Wow, titta ge! Ge Grevner, ge skapar neder!
And that wizard's retarded. Okay. Yes, we're alright. We just fell down and landed on a bunch of stones and broken wood. Probably have splinters and bruises and whatnot. But instead of lowering a ladder, which I thought was... This is what I thought. Instead of lowering a ladder or rope, they just cover the hole with boards and rugs. They don't help you at all. Oh my god. Okay, so what you want to do is just grab a staff and a weapon from the weapon rack, which if you chose the reservoir robe like me, you will get this awesome little pistol. Alright, so first let me just explain a few things here. Q, W, E, R, A, S, D, F, those are your elemental spells. Now the first elemental spell we're going to get is Life, which heals you, which heals everything, obviously. Just want to press W and press the middle mouse button to click on yourself, and you'll heal yourself. Now, it can also be used to shoot beams, which I'll show you later, and area of effect and all that. And another cool mechanic about this game is that they have opposites, so you can't just mash all the buttons and right-click and kill someone instantly. If you combine fire and water, oh, that's a bad example. I'm sorry about that. If you combine lightning and water, the spells will cancel each other out, and instead you'll be left with nothing. If you combine arcane and life, it'll be the same thing. If you combine more than one shield, it'll do the same thing, and fire and frost will also do the same thing. Earth, I think it works with everything. I'm not sure about lightning though. So you just want to shift left click on this rope to cut it, which I already did by shooting it. But here, get the next elemental spell, Earth. It's a projectile. It does a lot of damage, but they want to show how many spells you can have. See, you can have 5 at one time. But you hold the right mouse button and wait till that little thing happens and the noise, and you just aim and let go of the right mouse button. Boom. 3957 damage to that wooden wall. Ridiculous. And here's your fire spell, or the flamethrower of Magicka. They just want to light the torch. You just press F a few times, and you right click and aim. And you hold it down. So you can't just be like this. You have to hold down the right mouse button to keep it going for as long as you want.